Good morning. So today Dave and I have decided that we need to level up the RC drifting, and I am going to a place about 40 minutes from me who sell carpet tiles, and they're just 50p a tile. So to do my whole double garage between the two of us, we're splitting it, it's costing us 47 quid, which is nothing really. So that'll give us a really good space, and when the winter comes, and if you're watching this in a different country, winter in England is shocker, and we can drift as much as we like. I've started converting the FTX to rear wheel drive, and although a lot of people on the RC drift scene are pretty keen on the fact that the FTX chassis is just very cheap and yes it is very cheap, but to start to learn to drift before you invest lots of money into it, I wondered if I could do it properly by sort of learning, making sure I'm enjoying it, making sure I'm into it, and then if I am into it, then I'm sure eventually I'll invest in something like an MST or something smart like that. So what I've been doing, and I'll show you some pictures of that very quickly. I have first of all done loads of different geometry changes. So I've ground down the front arms to give it more camber, picture of camber. I have shortened the throw on the arms by moving the steering arms more towards the pivot points on the outside edge, so you get more lock. Here's a picture of the lock that I've achieved in four-wheel drive. And then once I've done that, I mean, it drives so much better in four-wheel drive for those mods. I have added a Sky RC gyro to the centre. The Sky RC gyro is only cheap at £16, and it does tend to work quite well. Sometimes it throws a little bit of a wobbler, but it does tend to sort of hold the line a bit better. Here's a picture of the Sky RC fitted. And then now with the Sky RC fitted, I started having a go at rear wheel drive. So I'm using my sort of office carpet, because a deep pile carpet, I've tested it, clearly does not work. Using my office carpet, we can give it a bit of a go, and I sort of realised that it will work and I will be able to get into something of a driftable chassis rear wheel drive. So I've started now using Inventor, and I've started 3D printing myself some knuckles, because I identified that the front knuckles, the outer knuckle as it turns in hits the knuckle with the hole in it where the drive shafts go through. So I've made a 3D knuckle in Inventor, and that's going to be 3D printed. So we'll see how that goes to add more lock. Have a picture of this. So once that's fitted, I'm going to need to do some other things. So I've worked out that I can move the steering points forwards. They can come forwards about 15mm. There's a separate section on the chassis where I can drill and add more pivot points for those. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to move the points, extend the arm on the servo, or maybe even move the servo forwards as well. And that'll move the pivot points on the arms forwards. The whole arms will come more towards the front setup, so they'll not stretch out so much as they taper up that they currently do. And that'll give me more lock. So once we've done that and the front drive shafts are out, I'm going to have to lose the front diff. Once the front diff's out, I'll be able to either, I'm going to 3D print a front diff replacement that has a cutaway for the steering arms to go underneath it, or I'm just going to get a Dremel out and cut away the front diff to essentially replace the front diff with a cutaway, so that the steering can go as much lock as possible. After that, I don't know, I'll have to see as far as it gets with that, see if the lower arms are getting in the way, see if there's any other things that I need to change. But with the 3D printer, if I print it solid ABS plastic, it should be strong enough to take the sort of wax that you get on a drift car. I know I see some people breaking things, they're clearly hitting walls and stuff on groups, but for the most part, so long as you're not hitting walls and you're only skidding around on carpet, I don't really see that there's a huge amount of pressure on those points, but we shall see. So, on with the journey, let's go and get ourselves some carpet and let's get it fitted. That's it, tiles grabbed. Thank you AF Carpets in Brig. 50p tile for brand new tiles, bargain. Right, let's get this home, set up the G-Raj. So all the carpet tiles, I've dragged them out the car, just got to get this out of the way, and then we'll start laying them out and see how far we get. Rather nice sized drift area. Obviously this camera's on wide currently, so that probably is looking quite large, but it's just a standard double garage. Obviously got area to like sort my cars out and stuff, and then I'm going to have a track laid out on here. Annoyingly, it had to go under the rubber floor because where the rubber floor had like lifted, where I got oil and stuff on it from the car, the tiles didn't lay flat. So what I think I'm going to do is probably glue the tiles down. They tend to shift around a little bit, and then roll the rubber flooring. I'll clean the rubber flooring, roll the rubber flooring over the top. Just those two stripes, I think. Leave this bit just carpet. Might roll it over if I'm doing a job or something. But just roll it over, and then I can put the car back on top, and it shouldn't damage the carpet tiles underneath too much. I was tempted to line them up so I could line up where my wheels go, and then roll in, not running on the carpet. Probably these two here might work. Might be a bit too wide, might be like 4. I've got to cut some half tiles to go along the edge here, and I haven't done that yet, just because I'm leaving the rubber there to take up the space. The good thing about the rubber is I can push it against the tiles, and it tends to just hold them still, stop moving. So now I've got a friend with a proper decent rear-wheel drive drift car. I'm going to get him round so I can see his chassis, see what more mods we need to do to the FTX to try and make it a little bit more bearable. It tends to spin a lot. I'll show you a little video here. And then once I've got it handling right, I'll start setting out a circuit and stuff. Until I do anything, just to make sure I'm happy with it, we'll drift rear-wheel drive, because obviously I could shift the carpet on if it doesn't work out. So we'll see how this goes. So next video I'll do a little vlog about setting up the drift area and modifying the FTX chassis, so you can see what I've managed to do with mine, see how far I can get the FTX to go. It's already looking pretty cool, and it already drives really well on tarmac, but on carpet, no, not just yet. Oh, straight away, you got to kind of build pace. Let's see how